Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shelly and I'm not a professional makeup artist. I'm a lot of things in life, but that's not one of them. But on this channel, we don't have to be makeup artists, right? We just have to have a love of makeup and an interest, and trying to be ladies of a certain age, doing the best we can with what we have. Today, I have a special dupe video for you. Now, Natasha Denona, one of my favorite all-time brands, this is the Metropolis palette. And I think it's been duped by maybe Alter Ego, but that's what, and mine's been well loved, so it's kind of a mess right now. But this is the Metropolis palette. Very fall vibes, if you know what I mean. Recently saw this on SheGlam. This is the Glitz Wiz palette in Brick Road, I think is the name of it. When I first saw this, I'm like, boy, that looks very familiar. A little ASMR. Kind of ish. Thought it would be fun to do a dupe video, compare these two palettes and see if we can't get the same look on each eye from both of these palettes. The SheGlam palette is very inexpensive. It does look like the palettes are not laid out exactly the same, but I think I can do a pretty good job of trying to figure out which ones are supposed to be the dupes, and we'll just see, because it certainly looks like they're close. Okay, let me tell you what the Natasha Denona palette is, I'm going to say $129, but let's double check here. Yeah, so the Natasha Denona Metropolis palette is $129. So $129 for the Natasha Denona palette, or $13 for the SheGlam Brick Lane palette. Which would you do? We can't compare the quality. There is no comparison to the quality. I'm just going to tell you that right out the bat. But if we can get a similar look with a less expensive version, then is that a better use of our funds? Is that fiscally responsible if we were interested in it? There is nothing on this Brick Lane palette that even references the Natasha Denona one. They are not purporting to be a straight dupe. They're not. This is not a fake product. This is not a brand who says this is the Natasha Denona Metropolis palette. This is a brand who apparently took its inspiration from. And so it might be splitting hairs for some people, and I'm okay with that. This is more of just information. You make your own choices. Ladies of a certain age are not easily influenced. So I do have the Zoeva eye base on. This is a eyeshadow fix matte longwear eyeshadow primer. I'm going to use the same brush on each side with a color switch in between, so I get the most consistent application of both colors. I'm going to use the Natasha Denona on my wedding ring side, my best side, and the dupe version on. Now, I tell you guys this in advance. If you watch any of my videos, I do the same thing every time. I tell you guys which one I'm doing. I don't make you guys guess. Ain't got no time for playing games like that. Okay, let's start with the Natasha Denona one. This one has a lot of shimmers and metallics, and I'm gonna go in with this neutral matte, really the only serious neutral matte in here, a little bit of Kick Up, and I'm just tapping this on here. I don't know if I want to do something really colorful and crazy, but I think this palette you really lean towards doing colorful and crazy, right? Or at least you lean more towards the rich jewel tones. This feels to me like holiday palette. Okay, cleaning the brush off, and let's go into the same shade over here on the Shein side. Alright, I do feel like they went on very similarly. Like I didn't have to go in and just build up and build up and build up. But it's one shade, so jury's still out. Let's keep going here. Okay. I'm gonna take this shade right here, which is super creamy. Might even be a cream shadow. We're gonna just kind of give ourselves that illusion of depth. And I think this is the same one because it's roughly in the same place. And no, I didn't swatch any of these because, you know, I like to be just as surprised as you guys. I feel like I have to go in with a little bit more to kind of build it up, but not upset. Okay, I'm going to go back in with that first brush and just kind of buff it out. I feel like the dupe side is maybe not as opaque with that shade. Doesn't have quite the same warm punch to it. It's not a bad thing. It's just an observation. So Natasha Denona has the ability to kind of draw your eye down a diagonal. Usually you can get something with squares as well. Sometimes down columns, obviously down rows you get a lot of options too. So I always get a little overwhelmed because there's so many choices. To me, there's so much you can do to bounce around. You're not pigeonholed into one area, and so then it's like you have so many looks and so many choices. Which direction you want to go into? Let's do this. Let's grab this green shimmer right here. It's kind of like a gold green. That is so beautiful. The fall vibes here. Probably should have used a smaller brush. I'm going to clean it off and we're going to switch to the other side. Okay, so that was this shade over here is the corresponding one on the SheGlam side. Let's just see. How did we do? Slightly more gold, slightly more subdued than the Natasha Denona side. It feels like it's got that gold shimmer. This one, well, it depends on how I turn my head. Clean it off the brush a little bit. I'm going to try to buff this out just a little bit on this side. That looks very similar. Got a smaller fine tooth brush here. I'm going to take this deep dark green. This is one of the 3 darkest shades in this palette. And I'm going to use it as kind of a liner here. This is what we say, we're bringing the drama. Okay, now this shade is in a slightly different place, but I think this is the corresponding match up here. Okay, I don't know if it's a mental thing or if it's true, but I feel like maybe the quality of the SheGlam is not an exact dupe. But again, I need to remind you, I wouldn't expect it to be. Not for a $13 palette versus, I'm cleaning up the brush and going back into the Natasha Denona side. $13 palette versus the $129 palette made in Italy, super high zoot, high end. I think I kind of like this bronzy shade right here. Oh yeah. If I really wanted to pack a punch, of course I would go in with a finger or maybe a damp brush. I like the idea of kind of melting that sort of coppery bronze color in with the greens. Very, very fall. Okay, and then on the SheGlam side, I think that's this shade right here. There's 2 shades that look very similar to my eye, and this is one of them. That might be too coppery. Okay, that one seems too coppery. We're gonna go into this lighter shade over here. Again, they're not, these ones are not in the exact same place. That is significantly more vibrant, and I think I chose the wrong color initially. My battery's blinking at me, so I'm gonna try to pat this off a little bit and come back in with that second shade. I'll be right back. I don't know if I got you in exactly the same place, but I'm taking a Q-tip and just kind of lifting off some of that copper on the SheGlam side because it was very intense. Okay, clean off my brush so that I can get into, and again, I think I want to use this shade right here. There's like, that's a lighter one. There's that one's kind of a dirty bronze. Then there's this one, and then there's that one. There's another copper. This palette is very much a copper palette in my opinion, with pops of other colors. Okay, one might be a little bit better. Let me go back into the Natasha side, clean my brush off. And I'm building that up just a little bit more on the Natasha side. And I think I need to go back into the green gold color back here too. A little higher. We're just tweaking little things. And then same on the SheGlam. I keep wanting to call it Alter Ego. I did not get the Alter Ego dupe. And I think those ones run about $16. I think maybe it's Artemis is the name of it. You guys correct me if I'm wrong. A lot of people did the dupe. By the time I could have gotten it, it was going to be, everybody else would have done it. And that's the problem you get when you buy all this stuff with your own money. Okay, those shades, they're very similar. I need to put on some mascara and some eyeliner and clean up some stuff down below. Give me just a second, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I had a little bit of drama with my mascara. I did use the e.l.f. Big Mood Mascara. This wand, this is the first time I've used this, and the wand is huge. You know those ginormous bumblebees that float around and they look like they're pterodactyls or something? That's kind of what it reminds me of. Oh, and I also put on a little bit of the Ofra Verified liquid liner. I just did a little tiny bit of it. I'm slowly warming up to it. I've got it. It's a recent purchase for me, and at first I was like, I don't know that I really like it, but now I think I'm getting to like it a little bit more. Okay, I'm gonna take the, I love these greens so much, but I'm worried that they're gonna clash with these greens that I used, but I wanna do something different. What do I need to do here? You know what, I'm just gonna grab this dark brown here. I know, fascinating, Shell, you did the dark brown. But because that mascara was so big, I feel like it got a little crazy. So I'm doing the super overlined dark eyeliner today. Cleaning up with my brush though. It's good to remember to do that. Okay, and now we're going into the dupe. I think that's this shade right here. It seems maybe a little lighter, but let's just try. And this is in the SheGlam side. And it's kind of almost like a reddish brown. I think it's pretty. Okay, I'm going to bring this one buff in a little bit closer in. That's a lot. It's a lot of eyeshadow, you guys, but I wanted to try out a number of them just to kind of see. I feel like I need a little bit of inner corner highlighter. So I'm doing it reverse now. I'm going to grab this one right here on the SheGlam side because this palette was up on top of the other one. And we'll put a little highlighter right there. Maybe a little tiny bit up here. I don't usually do super shiny highlighters up there, but sometimes you just want to lift the eye a little bit. And I have so much else going on, why not? Okay, cleaning up brush. And then I'm going to grab this shade over here on the Natasha side. This one feels a lot more powdery. Shade is very similar though. I want to think that the SheGlam side might be slightly more icy, cool toned, and the Natasha side seems to be a little bit more gold toned. Here's my take on the whole thing. I can't tell the difference. Just looking at them on my eyes right now with my untrained, non-professional makeup eyeshadow eyes, my untrained eye, I actually can't see the difference between these two, but boy, there is a big difference in price point. There is a huge difference in price point between these two. Pretty sure this is made in the PRC. Pretty sure this is made in Italy. Your choice of where you want to spend your money. This is giving me all kinds of late fall vibes, falling leaves, changing colors, crisper, baked apple pie, fires in the fireplace. I'm ready. I don't know about you guys, but it just feels cozy, and I am thrilled with the dupe of these two palettes. So I hope this is interesting to you guys. Let me know your thoughts on SheGlam. Let me know your thoughts on dupe palettes. And if this is interesting to you and you like seeing a lady of a certain age play with makeup, making mistakes, just washes off, then, and try products that you might be interested in, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And gosh, I hope you guys are doing really well. And until my next video, bye for now.